Nick, with the type of season Derek Wolfe is having, I mean, you've been around a while. What does it take for a veteran like that to have a statistical breakout, sacks, and just kind of be a force?
Well, I think it's a credit to him. You know, he's put in the work in the offseason, had a good training camp, and, you know, it's paid dividends for him. I think the system suits him, so that's a plus. I think he likes playing in it. That's a plus. And you add all those things up, and he's had a good season.
I think Vaughn only has those 4 sacks, but I think he's 5th in QB pressures. It was almost as good for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Vaughn's gotten a lot of attention from the opposing offenses in the games. I think he's had 2 of them taken away through penalties. You know, you look around the league, you know, Khalil Mack's sacks are down this year. Aaron Donald's are down. You know, it just happens sometimes. But he's gathering a lot of attention from other teams. But overall, he's still playing good.
Is it almost as good of a play for you guys when he forces an incompletion or something like that?
Oh, absolutely, especially on 3rd down if it, you know, next play they punt.
How have you seen him adjust to the increased playing time? I mean, it's almost,
Who, Vaughn?
He's almost 89-90% of the snaps. What is your impression?
I think he's fine. I think he's doing good, you know. There's been a couple games where he's come out early for a breather. But, you know, we talked about him doing that, and he's been doing that, and I think he can do that and should be doing that.
Coach, how does Cyrus Jones fit on the team?
Well, I don't know yet. He just got here this morning. He's obviously a DB who has played some nickel in his past, and he's primarily been a punt returner where he's gotten most of his time, so we'll see.
Is Deontay Spencer kind of on notice, or is he kind of bringing in some competition for him? Is that kind of the reason for getting Cyrus?
No. He was available. We liked him to some degree, and you know, we want to see what he is as a DB first and foremost, and then that he can return punts is a bonus.
How'd Hireman and James look yesterday?
Just so. You know, it's 50-50 or less if they'll go this week.
And do you think Callahan will go today?
No, he probably won't, and you know, it's looking more and more like he'll go to IR at some point unless we have a change here.
Would you do that to formally move Tim to the roster?
Possibly, yeah.
And then is Parks, can he play this week? with
Yeah.
the club?
Yeah.
How limited will he be with that?
You know, I've had guys play with it before, but it was the whole thing, and that never worked out good. His is more just the thumb and in here, so we're hopeful that it won't affect him too much. But to say it won't affect him at all would be a false statement.
What do you need to see from Alexander Johnson for him to continue to take steps?
Just keep doing what he's been doing, and if he does, he'll continue to improve, you know, just through playing.
Nick, why do you think defensive had, other than him being really good, why do you think defenses have had so much trouble with Cook this year?
Oh. Well, you kind of answered your own question. He's really good. That's 80% of it. I think their offense really fits their personnel. They have a strong commitment to the running game. You know, when they were down 1 point in the 4th quarter, I believe, against Dallas, they ran the ball 11 times in a row. That's a commitment. And they're good at it. Their line has improved over the last year or two. And they've got good balance. And because of their defense, they're never in a pass-a-lot mode. So they can just keep handing it to them.
What is the challenge of when a team is good at that backside blocking that Gary teaches? How do you kind of get around that? There's not many teams do that well anymore. What does it look like?
The offenses don't do it well, or the
That
defenses?
backside block, kind of dealing with that. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, we got to snug it up a little bit, you know, and make it a little harder on them to do that. Our pursuit has to be there. You know, our cutback responsibilities have to be honed up. But, you know, with this back, he can hit it anywhere, and that's why he's good.
How much does their offense change without Thielen?
None. The guy Johnson that's been playing for him kind of looks like he's been studied Thielen and trying to be Thielen the second, and kind of looks like him on tape.
You've gotten quite a few looks at Cousins now in the past couple seasons. What is he doing this year, maybe in comparison to what he did in the last 2 matchups you had with him last year when you were in Chicago?
Just their offense is different. They're totally different scheme-wise, which I think suits him. It's the offense that he first came into the NFL with when he was in Washington, so it was a quick learn for him. And in the last month and a half, he's really excelled in it. And, you know, anytime you have balance, that's a quarterback's best friend.
This is just kind of a bookkeeping question, but when you said yesterday Locke would get some snaps with the offense, how many snaps are you talking?
8 to 10, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the offense is only getting about 38, 39 snaps total. So when you look at it that way, it's pretty significant, you know.
How's he looked in his 8 to 10-ish snaps?
Good. You know, he's, you know, I think the time off in some ways, although you never want it, helped him, you know. I think he learned a lot. Whereas, you know, when he was going through it in the spring and in training camp before he got hurt, it was piling up on him, I think, besides learning a new offense and being under center, which he had never done in college, et cetera. All those things were piling up on him and getting in the way of progressing the way you'd like to see him progress. And I think through his time off, he's been able to solve some of those issues emotionally and mentally. And I think he's looked a little bit better the first 2 days, albeit 8 to 10 snaps, half the scout team snaps, you know, very limited sample.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right.